Oh, do I feel good today? What's up, everybody? Welcome in to your sports and sports betting brand of record. We like to call it Driving the Line. We're here every single weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. A little bit of housekeeping before we get into all the stars of the show today. Before we look forward, as always, we must look back. And last night, a bunch of brutal bad beats. Bucks Grizzlies sitting on 223 for the last 12 seconds. You can't give me one free throw. How about the Z-Man? The Jazz down one with the ball, 3 seconds to go, and they throw it out of bounds, and then Steph Curry hits 2 free throws. Hey, it happens. It's sports betting, but the beautiful part is that we get to do it again today. A big-time thank you to all of you who checked us out last night. We were live right here on this YouTube channel. If you are not a subscriber yet, I encourage you to do it. Hit that like button, share it, because it really helps the show grow. We will be live once again tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Today is the last day for our featured item of the week at our merch store. The QR code is always up on the screen, straight to the pay window. Next week, I don't know what it's going to be. I think maybe, do you want to do the work? I hate unders. Let us know in the chat which shirt you would like to have featured next week. I'm leaning towards high 8 unders, but I don't mind the do you want to do the work. Now, let's bring in my partner real quick. AB. Because I almost played Christmas music this morning because college baseball is back. We got a complete section of it later in the show. But, AB, I want to see that big old fat smile this morning because I know you were up all night getting ready for today, as was the crew. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Absolutely. This literally happy opening day, I guess you could call it, for all those who celebrate. So glad that this is back. And understand the College World Series is in June. So we have until today to June to break this season down. It's going to be so much fun, man. I cannot wait. Glad to be doing it with everybody here. We all ride picks. What we did in the postseason last year was just so much fun, man.
It really, really was. Every single day, too. If you're brand new to this show, we give you a selection. Yesterday, it did not hit Utah plus 1.5. But today, AB, what are the choices for our good people in the chat and at home?
Absolutely, Coach. So it is a tough board here, and we are going to go with college baseball. So understand, these are 2-leg money line parlays. Ole Miss and TCU plus 105. Clemson and Coastal Carolina minus 115. Oregon State and Texas at minus 115. And Iowa Duke at plus 105. If those numbers look small to you in regards to parlays, we are going to break down exactly why those make sense and those teams make sense. So get your votes in the chat now. Poll is there, and we will update it at the end of the show.
California Wager says, time to win, boys. Let's have a huge season, AB. Really quickly, shout out to our man Charles. We had a bunch of extra content, soccer, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. He crushed it over there. So, again, this is the page. If you want all the different picks, all the different sports, this is where it's at. But today's a little bit of fun. Today, the NBA sits on the sidelines, but that doesn't mean that we do. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, to bet the board. Let's go. Oh, and look who we have right now. My man, the Z-Man, Daniel Greer. Am I getting all excited to introduce you? You're part of the Memphis Grizzlies Association. You do the post game. And last night, right now, the Grizzlies are dead to me. However, love having you here. Daniel, good morning.
Good morning, Coach.
Right to the point.
Oh, he's very fast and straight. Point. There you go. Z-Man, as always, you guys know I'm part of the Driving the Line universe, live from Miami. Z-Man, good morning.
Good morning, guys. It is Friday. I'm ready. Though the weekend is almost here upon us, and we're in South Florida. We got the good weather. I'm ready to go with some winning plays. We're going to get loose this weekend. Come on.
You're damn right we're going to get loose. By the way, Gary, setting the standard this morning, just becoming a crew member. If you are not a crew member yet, it's for all of you who want more content. We have recaps there. I put one last night for Tiger. We've got Shoot Your Shot, brand new episode coming up this Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. We want you to be a part of what we're doing for everybody who simply wants more. So, gentlemen, The NBA is on the sidelines this weekend, but I thought we'd have a little bit of fun, maybe a little trash talk on social media. I don't know. So I need 3 picks from each and every one of you. And Daniel, your first time on the show, so you get to go first. I need you to tell me the spread is 2.5 on the All-Star game. The total is a ridiculous 364.5. What? And then the All-Star MVP. And then all of us, all weekend long, talk a little bit of trash because I know I'm going to be the best. So, Daniel, start us off. Where are you going with those 3, sir?
Listen, these are 3 straight cashes. If you're not following me, I'm sorry. You're probably going the wrong direction, but we're going to go easy. The West. I'm in Memphis. We have to celebrate and back the West right here. So, I'm going to go with the West minus 2.5. The under is going to hit, and I don't want to watch this game for the under. Honestly, I might not even watch it, but it is an exhibition. I'm going to go the under just because it hasn't hit. And my guy, SGA out of Oklahoma City, plus 1,200. He's young. He's going to be raring to go. He's going to knock down some big shots. SGA MVP, that's an easy one.
All right, SGA, stay clear of him. All right, Z-Man, I'm coming to you, big boy, live from Miami. Where are you going with those 3?
Yeah, I'm going pretty much the opposites there. I mean, look, there's no real reason to break down East versus West, although I like that we're back to East versus West, okay? Because then I could keep track of who's on what team. When they're picking the teams 5 minutes before the game starts, I don't know who's on what team. So at least I know East, all right, West, okay. But just give me the points. So I'll take the Eastern Conference plus 2.5. It's that, not that I think it's going to come down to a final shot, but just give me the points. Just give me plus 2.5. So I'll take the East. I'm also going over. That number seems low to me. I feel like this game, we know they hardly try. I feel like each team could score 200 points. So I'm just going over on that one. And for the MVP of the game, this dude has really announced himself. If you didn't already know, he's pretty much announced himself this year as the next big star in the league. And I'm talking Anthony Edwards from the first place Minnesota Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards plus 900. If you want an MVP of an All-Star game, you got to pick a wing player. It's not a big man's game. So Anthony Edwards, he fits that bill. And also, it's got to be a player who wants to go out of his way to win the MVP. It doesn't just happen by chance. They have to go into that game wanting to put up a big number, and that's totally Anthony Edwards' MO. So I like Anthony Edwards plus 900.
I am so happy that you said that, Z, because you are feeding right into my web. I'm going to go with the West. I'm going to lay the points minus 2.5 simply because LeBron James is over there, and I think at the end of his career, he doesn't want to lose any more games. I'm going to go to the over also because why would I root? We're going to have a T-shirt coming out that says, I hate unders. Why would I play an under? And then my third, where is this game being played at? Where is this game being played at? Indianapolis. So why wouldn't I go with Tyrese Halliburton plus 1,200? You want to talk about a guy who wants to show up, who wants to show out? This cat. And by the way, he's a huge WWE fan. Our very first episode, Behind the Turnbuckle, drops today. Follow our YouTube channel over there. See how I get it all in one take? That's professionalism right there. AB, talk to me.
East money line. They're winning outright. I don't even want the points. The East taking this thing home. Number 2, I'm never betting it under in the NBA All-Star game, even though it does kind of make sense. But I'm going over. And the MVP is going to be your boy, Trae Young. All right, plus 10,000. And I'll tell you why. Because he will shoot it 10,000 times in this game and not give a damn about anyone else on the court. And he'll end up with 114 points. So, yeah, give me Trae Young plus 10,000.
And don't even worry about it. We'll get all these picks posted on social media. And if I hit all of them, gentlemen, just understand I will be relentless on all 3 of your pages. Trust me on that. Now, there is a classic, and they've changed it over the years, contest that happens on Saturday night. So I want to throw up the odds real quick, my producer man, and we're going to have a little draft right here. We each get 2 different players to wrap our head around. And Daniel, since this is your first show, first time on Driving the Line, you get the first draft pick of who you think could win the 3-point contest this weekend. Where are you going with that number 1 pick?
I'm going to stay with the hometown kid. This is an easy one for me. Tyrese Halliburton plus 600. Plus 500 here. He's already said that he wants to win this. He wants to be in every competition, and he pretty much is. I want to go with the kid that's the hometown kid, the guy that has a lot to prove. I'm telling you, last year he started off with 31-point first round and said he choked. He's not going to choke this time. Tyrese Halliburton, easy cash, hometown kid for 3-point contest.
Damn it. We actually pulled names out of a hat, and I finished fourth. That was my number one pick. That's okay. Good pick, D. Good pick. Z-Man, I'm coming to you. You got the 2 pick. Who are you going with?
Yeah, like I'm good with this spot here. I look at the field and I don't see a standout guy. Like, I don't look at any of these 8 guys and say he's definitely going to run away with this contest. So that points me in a direction where I want someone with some of the higher odds. So I'm going to stop on Lauri Markkanen. All right, plus 650. He's not the biggest odds. You can see he's second to last there, but I want to go the big odds. So plus 650, Lauri Markkanen. If I don't see a big, someone who I think is a big favorite, I want to at least get the good odds. So I'll go with Markkanen in this one.
As always, I hate to give him the respect that he deserves, but the Z-Man all over it. Great analysis. By the way, last night he hit some big-time threes down the stretch to get that game back down to a one-possession game. He was great last night. All right, AB, somehow you got the 3rd pick. Where are you going?
Coach, last night I went to grab some food with a friend of mine, and we're sitting there, and somebody's phone went off, and it was Bret Hart's theme song, and my buddy stood up. I said, "What the hell are you doing?" He goes, "It's the Canadian national anthem. Show some respect." I tell that story. I tell that story to say this. It's going to be Trae Young. I don't need any analysis. Trae Young is going to win the 3-point contest. There you go. You're up.
That is funny.
All right. My pick is, you guys know, my favorite form of coach myself, because I always talk in the third person, is heel coach. And there is one heel among these 8 names, Donovan Mitchell, plus 700. He doesn't like anybody. Good dude, but he doesn't like anybody. And he wants to put the Cavs back on the map. So I'm going to take Donovan Mitchell, and somebody in the chat agreed with me. There it is. I like the narrative of Mitchell being able to win the 3 and dunk. He is in the dunk, right? I don't think so, but we're not even. No. The dunk contest means nothing. It means nothing. Thank you, Z. All right. Now, D, you've already got your number 1 pick. Who are you going with for your second choice?
Yeah, I'm going to take a former champion. And no, it's not last year's champion in Lillard. I'm going to go with the petty machete himself, Karl Anthony Towns. Listen, he's won it. He took a year off. We're coming back with Big Cat cash in with plus 600.
All right, so you've got Halliburton and Cat as your 2 picks. All right. I'd feel fairly confident if I were you. All right, Z-Man, where are you going?
Yeah, I go in the same direction. I want someone with high odds. I'm going to go with Malik Beasley plus 650. Dude, if you haven't watched much, dude is a chucker, all right? So he's used to throwing up a ton of bombs, and he's one of those guys, high volume. He can get hot. So I'll count on him getting hot. I think it's a good value pick here in the middle of our second round. So I'll go Malik Beasley plus 650.
You're too much, man. So you've got Markkanen and you've got Beasley for your 2 picks. All right, AB, we've got Damian Lillard, which shocks me a little bit, and Jalen Brunson from the Knicks left. Who are you going with?
Dame time, Coach. It's Dame time. Give me my man Lillard plus 475. Let's go.
He couldn't hit one shot in the last 15 seconds last night?
He was saving it for this weekend, boy.
Apparently so. So that leaves me with the guy that has a big old chip on his shoulder, Jalen Brunson, the $25 million man from the New York Knicks. So I've got Brunson and Donovan Mitchell. AB has Trae Young and Lillard. Z-Man has Markkanen and Beasley. And D has Cat and Halliburton. In the chat, if you don't mind, who do you think has the best picks of the 4 of us? Just write the name into the chat. We'd appreciate it because we value your opinion. Now, gentlemen, that was the fun portion of the show, but I want everybody to be on the screen right now because sometimes when you start a brand and you have a breakout star and he starts to feel himself a little bit, the ego can get completely out of control. And we have a young man that we like to call the silent assassin. And he's got his own brand, his own YouTube channel, his own NHL guys, all of his own that are absolutely on fire. But yesterday, he calls in sick. And he says, Coach, can't show up on a Thursday. Daniel, do you know why Jacob didn't come to the show yesterday? Do you know why?
Listen, he was winning. That's what he was doing. He was in court winning. That's what he was doing. Easy.
He said, take that
Thought you'd
to
be on my side.
trial.
I thought D wanted to have a second appearance on Driving the Line, but apparently not. All right. So, Jacob, first and foremost, at Pick Management on the Twitter, on the X. First and foremost, because I know you tweeted it everywhere, how did you win and beat the ticket yesterday in traffic court?
Well, if you know the law and you're smart, you know what you can do to beat the case, and that's what I did. I knew I was in the right, and when you're right, and I'm not paying a $400 ticket, so you had to go fight that. I was going to come right out of my bankroll, so I had to fight that.
Well, I mean, the way you've been winning, that should be a drop in the bucket for you. Paul says, Coach, this is a guy that obviously wants to do the work. There's no doubt about it. All right, Jacob, it's a light weekend in the NBA, but you are soccer for us. You are NHL for us. So look straight into that camera with all the superstars on the screen and tell us what we got today.
Well, yeah, it is a definite light day in soccer and hockey, so I had to dig deep to find these, but I'm on Inter Milan to score in both halves. I get it's a little juicy at minus 150, but I was looking for a way to bet this game, and a lot of the normal bets I would take just weren't available because Inter is so dominant against Salernitana. Inter won their last 6 at home, 5-0, have taken down Salernitana in 4 of the last 5, all those to nil. Inter unbeaten in 17 games, 55 goals in 23 games. They are scoring machines in first place, taking on this bottom tier team. They're going to dominate, score goals all game long. My second game is in Germany, Bundesliga 2, and I like Hertha here to score over 1.5 team total goals. They're due here. 3 games since a home win, taking on a team that loves to give up goals on the road, and I think it's just time for Hertha, who puts up some goals at home, to take care of business here and get it done. So I took their team total over 1.5 goals.
Jacob, because of your ego and because of how great that you're starting to think that you are, we always have a bonus segment for those people that are members of the crew. And in the bonus segment every single day, we may throw out a pick, but we always throw out knowledge. I've decided I'm attacking because I am a next-level soccer handicapper. Man City and Chelsea. I'm not saying what I'm picking, but I'm telling you right now, Man City and Chelsea is where I've got my eyes in the English Premier League for all those crew members out there that don't think I can pick soccer. So I want you to check your ego at the door. I want you to continue to do your hot handicapping. And I want you to get into the chat right now. If you have any questions for Jacob, he'll answer for you in real time. Silent Assassin is out. Now, Z-Man, let me come back over to you.
Yeah.
Because I know you're the true NHL handicapper for us. And I know you got one play tonight that you absolutely love. Talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's slim pickings. It's the only game in the National Hockey League tonight, but I'm down with it. I mean, it wasn't too many choices, but I'm down with it still nonetheless, all right? The Carolina Hurricanes, they're one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. They're playing at the Arizona Coyotes. Coyotes stink. They play in a small little barn, seats like 5,000 people. It's a disaster what's going on with that franchise. So I look at the Hurricanes here, minus 1.5, plus 115, and that's always something where you're hoping the better team is up by a goal late. You got the goaltender is pulled for the extra skater. Can I get the empty net goal? That's what you're relying on there with the puck line, minus 1.5, and I feel pretty good about it. So I need something to keep my attention tonight, guys, on a Friday night in the National Hockey League. So we'll go with the Carolina Hurricanes this evening.
Hey, I get it. I'm not going to be watching it because I got a little something called the Genesis Invitational to handle today live on ESPN Plus, but I will let you handle the hockey tonight. Now, D, you went a little further. You went a little extra for us this morning, and even though I despise how they do the NBA dunk contest now, you clearly have a favorite tonight, and I would love for you to give it out to the DTL universe. Who do you like this weekend?
Yes, I'm going to go with Jacob Toppin, and the reason is he has wiggle. And what I'm looking for in the dunk contest, I need somebody with a little bit of wiggle, a little bit of showmanship. Obviously, Mac McClung is there, and he won it last year. He's a G Leaguer. Jacob Toppin, people might not know him because he is a G Leaguer as well. There will be one of these G Leaguer wins, whether it's Mac McClung or Jacob Toppin. I'm going to go with the guy that has a little bit of value because Mac McClung is a minus 170. It's unplayable. But let's go ahead with Jacob Toppin. He's 6'8", 200 pounds. Skinny, can get up. Jaime Jaquez, no wiggle. Jaylen Brown is a front just dunker completely. So he doesn't have the showmanship. I need somebody with a little wiggle, a little showmanship. We're going to go with Jacob Toppin here and have a little fun.
Well, clearly you've never seen AB at the club because you'd be talking about him right now when he's talking about that little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Hey, I was going to say, I was going to say, looking like Norman Smiley out here, dog.
All right, real quick, our man Howie Schwab, who's been under the weather this week, and you guys have been so kind to him in the chat and on social media. He's got one big play that he sent in for the Friday show. Georgetown plus 9.5, minus 105. You don't need analysis. He's the legend. You just tail it. And I mentioned I'm calling the Genesis today. So if we can put my picks up there real quick. I got 3 big golf picks today. And I'm going to go back to the well. These 2 guys actually pushed on Thursday. Colin Morikawa, Xander Schauffele. Colin Morikawa finished T6 last week. And the condition that the course is in, I said it yesterday on ESPN+. It's like a major feel. It's really, really hard right now. The wind is blowing. The greens are really hard. And it's going to be the morning wave that I think has the advantage once again. These 2 play relatively early, so you want to get it in. Morikawa over Xander. Then Victor Hovland over Cam Young. They have a little bit later of a tee time, minus 135. Cam Young is just off. He shot a 72 yesterday. Victor Hovland had it to minus 4 yesterday. At one point, he fell back to minus 1, but I love this number. And this third guy, JT Poston over Harris English. When you got all the big stars, the Schefflers, the Rorys, the Tigers, sometimes you can get lost in the weeds. This guy has 3 top 10s at least already this year, and he is in the top 15 in the race for the FedEx Cup. So JT Poston, minus 135 over Harris English. All right. Z-Man, D, I don't want you guys to go anywhere because we still have to discuss the second half of the NBA. But right here and right now is part of the reason so many people in the chat and so many people watching at home have arrived on the Friday in February. So if you don't mind, producer man, roll that video.
Rocks and fires. Tommy White lifts it high and deep to left field. Costello to the wall. It's out of here. Walk it off. Tommy White. Home run number 23. And LSU is moving on. Wake Forest is headed home.
Every single Friday and in the middle of the week, we are going to attack college baseball with the best college baseball handicapper in America. And you're looking at him right here. AB, I'm going to take a step back. The floor is yours.
Coach, that brought a tear to my eye right there. Tommy Tanks hitting the walk-off against Wake Forest to advance to the national championship against Florida, which they ended up winning. We had a blast last year betting college baseball, and buddy, it is going to be even more fun this year. Producer, throw up that top 25 graphic. Let's take a look here at what we have. That was the recap, but it's all right because you know what? It's opening day, and you know what? Errors are going to happen. So here is your top 25 of what we have. I want you to understand a couple things, and we'll break down more of this. Feel free. We'll talk on Twitter all over the weekend and moving on. But understand, I just said Wake Forest, who was on the other side of that walk-off against LSU. Wake Forest is loaded. They are the number 1 team for a reason. They have 4 pitchers that throw over 100 miles an hour, including grabbing Chase Burns from Tennessee last year, who threw 108 miles an hour, and he's going to be back on the backside. That's how good Wake Forest is. They also have arguably the best hitter in the country as well. Florida loaded, Arkansas loaded, LSU, you just saw it. Tommy takes us back. TCU, I'm not going to go through every team, but I'm just telling you, these 25 teams right here are phenomenal baseball teams, and it is going to be a great season, and we're going to break that down. Don't want to take too much time doing that. We've got a long way to go. Now, pull up our key games for today, all right? And I want to take a look here, and if anybody's brand new, all right, I want you to get an understanding of these early season series of what you're going to have and how to bet college baseball, okay? So you're going to have, just like Major League Baseball, you're going to have a run line, which is generally college baseball. It can be 1.5. It can be 5.5. You're going to see a lot of them up there, all right? You're going to have your money lines. Look at these right here, all right? Texas Tech, 21st ranked team in the country, is playing Tennessee tonight, the 9th ranked team in the country at Globe Life in Arlington, the Ranger Stadium. Tennessee minus 180. That's why you see two-leg parlays early in the year before we get to conference play, because you can't play these money lines. But you can attack it and be smart. Now, if you're brand new to betting college baseball with totals, take a look at your books. You're going to see the average total in a college baseball game is 11.5 to 12.5. You'll see some 10.5s. You'll see some 15.5s. They get up big. But what I want you to understand this weekend, next weekend, essentially the entire next month, is that pay attention to where these games are being played, because it is cold as hell in some places. And we know when there's not much humidity, the ball doesn't fly. Also, pitching, it takes a little while to get your starters ready to go. So I do want to say playing totals is the most risky part, essentially, in the first month of betting college baseball. So just take a look and watch this weekend, write them down, see what you see. But we've got some phenomenal games here, and let's get to the picks, because we've got some nice ones here for you on the screen. And there we go, right there. All right, so first off, Vanderbilt money line, Clemson money line, minus 105. Vanderbilt, one of the best teams in the country every single year, arguably the best manager in the country in Tim Corbin. They are going to start this thing right, as they always do. We're going to pair that, as you can see, with Clemson against Xavier. Clemson minus 2.5 on the run line. So you're going to see a lot of big numbers out there. Don't go crazy with parlays. 2 legs about as far as I would go, but bring those numbers down. Texas on the money line, Tennessee on the money line. Tennessee, Texas Tech tonight, as we just mentioned, in Arlington, is the biggest premier game on the slate. It is going to be phenomenal. You've got 2 teams that can pitch, 2 teams that can hit, and do everything else in between. It is going to be great. But we're going to take Texas on the money line. We're going to take Tennessee on the money line. Kentucky on the money line in UCLA. This UCLA game is interesting. They are playing against Gonzaga. Nice West Coast game here. Kentucky, a surprise team out of the SEC last year. We are going to get them against USC Upstate. Those are our 3 plays that we have on Friday games. Now, 2 futures plays to put in right now. Wake Forest to win the College World Series at plus 700. Can I mention again that they are absolutely freaking loaded? This team is the number 1 team in the country for a reason. Plus 700 is a good value there. Florida to win the College World Series, plus 900. As we mentioned, they made the national championship last year against LSU. They are going to be even better this year. So those are 3 plays, the parlays for today, 2 futures. Man, it's going to be fun. And don't worry, we're going to have picks all weekend coming, because we got games tomorrow. We got games on Sunday. It's going to be fantastic.
After the last 4 to 5 minutes of the show, I asked this question with all the seriousness in the world. Do you want to do the work? I didn't think so. Now, AB, you already have a nickname, 5-tool player, but apparently our girl Alicia is giving you another nickname. She says, good morning. Been watching and wondering when Big Daddy was going to come out for opening day. My man on college baseball, AB, the absolute man. I didn't know you went by Big Daddy.
Hey, you know what? Alicia is as loyal as they get, and I will take anything that she says 100% of the time. Nailing picks in the chat, too. Also, you see California Wager you brought up earlier, Coach? Follow. Mm-hmm. That is an excellent college baseball bettor. absolutely worth the follow.
Okay. Yeah, we always want to promote people here. We want to help people here. We're not here to say, no, don't go over there. That's not how we do business. Somebody's good, we'll tout them. And also, do not forget, Monday night, maybe the next big handicapper in America will show up on Shoot Your Shot at 9 p.m. Eastern time. We encourage you to become a member of the crew. That's how you watch the show. That's how you participate. That was amazing, AB. I got chills. Listening to you talk about college baseball. And I challenge any of you out there, find another show that does as much college baseball as we do. I'll wait. Now,
Coach,
we've got a whole second. Yes.
Oh, no, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just going to say LSU reached out to us and said, because we hyped them all year last year, right? We were all on the LSU train all season long. They hit us up and said, you're going to play that video. Hype us up again. And don't worry, hey, LSU's going to be good too. Real good.
When we talk about it all spring long. Now, we've got an entire second half of the NBA season, and we've got to decide with all the great minds on the show today, who are we going to back heading into the second half? Let's run into our little thing we like to call the rundown. All right, the Z-Man and D are back. And Daniel, we're going to start with you. There's a lot of teams right now in the NBA that are playing good. There's some teams like the Bucks last night that lost to your Grizzlies as 11-point favorites on the court that are not living up to expectations. So if I ask you this direct question, and you got one team that you're putting your money on today, regardless of odds, to win the NBA title, where are you headed?
So I'm guessing the Memphis Grizzlies are off the board. Because of that, I'm not going to show my bias, but I'm actually going to go with the Denver Nuggets. And one reason, and that is Nikola Jokic. Nobody can guard the man. He's going to be a back-to-back champion, and I'm going to be here to watch it. What he does with the basketball is just like a magician. He's amazing. I'm going to back him and the Denver Nuggets. They're loaded. I think they're going to go ahead and walk through the West again.
All right, so Denver for D. Z-Man, let me come to you because you live and work, and you've been a Heat guy for years. Nobody knows them better than you. But where are you headed in the entire association?
Yeah, I'm actually with Daniel on this one. I go Denver. I don't see any reason at this point to believe that the defending world champions are not the prohibitive favorite, not just in the Western Conference, but overall. I'm not scared of this Celtic team. I mean, look, from my perspective here in Miami, if the Heat were to match up again with the Celtics in the playoffs, there's not a single Heat fan who's not going to think that the Heat are going to beat them again. I'm not afraid of that Celtic team. I think they're a big-time regular season team. I don't think they're tough enough come postseason-wise. And you look in the Western Conference, though, Minnesota is terrific defensively. I think they're going to win a series, maybe even 2 series in the West, but not a whole lot of experience there at doing a lot of winning in the postseason between Edwards and Towns, and even Gobert for that matter. Oklahoma City, same kind of deal. Super young, not a whole lot of experience in winning in the postseason. But Denver, and you can kind of tell they're going through that midseason malaise right now, heading into the All-Star break. They've lost 3 in a row. Every team, no matter how good you are, goes through that. This is a Nuggets team that understands the difference between the regular season and the postseason. I expect them to be great the final third of the season. Once we come back from All-Star, there's no reason to believe that Denver is not going to be right there in the end again.
It's interesting because everything you just said talked about how the Western Conference, at least in my mind, and I think in your mind too, Z, is that they have really good young teams. And the Nuggets are clearly the favorite, but to me, they have a tougher road as far as teams are concerned. Because on the other side, on the Eastern Conference, it's kind of Boston and Milwaukee, AB, and then kind of everybody else. Which way are you going there, Allan? Bell?
You can go ahead and take Milwaukee out of that one. It's going to be Boston. I think that they handle their business there. Don't hate them winning the title. Honestly, they're a good basketball team. I don't know if I fully trust them, but again, they're a good team. You get the playoffs, man, it's going to be tough. The Clippers on the West, like that's an interesting play. I don't know if I'm fully there yet, but when they're on, and they've got some shooters and they've got some toughness. But I'll tell you this. I just saw the Kansas City Chiefs, and I have the feeling that the Golden State Warriors aren't going to die right there on the court. I'm not saying that they win it all, but at plus 4,000, I'll take that.
Wow, Z just smirked when you said Golden State. He just laughed at you, AB. He laughed at you.
I'm not
with that
laughing.
Golden State pick.
I mean, I smiled at you. I didn't laugh at you. I smiled at you.
Yeah. It's probably worth a laugh. Like, let's be honest. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this. Where I was going to go is where Zach went in the chat, because I live in Southern California, and I have never been a believer, but I'm going to say the Clippers with a caveat, gentlemen, because the other night, last minute, as he always seems to do, this man just signed for $50 million plus a season, but yet Kawhi Leonard can't seem to play more than 4 or 5 games in a row. So if he can stay healthy, this is the best team in the West right now. I actually agree with D and Z, though. The Nuggets can get better, probably will get better. And whenever you've gone the distance for a year or 2 in a row or gone to the finals, it takes a lot out of you. And it's hard to be motivated in the middle of the season. But I think the Clippers, with a motivated James Harden, a healthy Kawhi Leonard, I think if the seeds stack up correctly, the Clippers could meet the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals, and they could beat them in the Western Conference Finals. We got 2 Nuggets. We got a Clippers. We've got a Celtics, and a little bit of a sprinkle on some else. Quickly, also, a little sprinkle. And this one I'm just asking on the spot, because with Joel Embiid going down, there's no way he would even be eligible. And there's a lot of people out there right now that are holding Joel Embiid MVP tickets. They're like, rip, rip, rip. D, who do you think now is the favorite to win that MVP award?
Yeah, if you look at that, like, honestly, it has to be a team that has one superstar. And if you look at the Clippers, right, you're looking at multiple guys that are really good on that team. And you can go throughout the entire association and see these multiple guys. I'm going back to the Denver Nuggets. I'm going to just dry this well out, and it's going to be Nikola Jokic, for the simple fact that he is the best player, and he continues to put up the stats. You can't take it away from him. So he should have got it last year. I bet he gets it again this year.
All right, Z-Man, I know NBA is your bread and butter. You live down in the Jimmy Butler world, and every year he's a grinder. Never really an MVP guy, but he's a grinder. But who do you like right now to raise that MVP trophy come May or June, whenever they give it out?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm a little surprised that there isn't more attention being given to the season Kawhi Leonard's having. Because I understand what you're saying, Coach, where he misses games, but he's actually been playing this year, and he's had a great season, and the Clippers are coming along, and a lot of that has to also do with, James Harden was fantastic in that win the other night against Golden State, which actually Kawhi Leonard sat out that game. But I'm surprised Leonard is not getting more attention for the season he's having. I also think that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander should be getting a little more attention for the season he's having. But I got to fall back on Jokic as well. Embiid was going to be the MVP again. He's been better this year than he was last year when he won the award. But you look at this Denver team, who I think is going to climb the standings once we get back from the All-Star break. Do they catch Minnesota for first? Well, they're 3 back. They're within striking distance. But I would say at worst, they'll finish second in the Western Conference. And I think Jokic is going to wind up winning the award again.
And you never have a situation. It almost never happens. It happened early, I believe, in the Michael Jordan era. But AB, to what the guys are saying, it almost has to be on a team that also finishes first or second. I mean, I see guys in the chat are saying, what about Luka? What about these other different names? Well, if the Mavericks finish 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, they never get an MVP for a team that's that low. Should we be giving more time to guys like SGA or guys like Luka, even if they aren't on a team that finishes first in either conference?
SGA, yes. Luka, no. I wouldn't pay attention to that one. SGA, hell yes. That dude, he does not get enough credit for how good he is and how much he puts on his shoulders on that entire franchise. I agree with Jokic, because it's almost like, the start of every year in college football, right? To where it's like, okay, are we going to put Georgia number 1? Yeah, let's put Georgia number 1, right? Because it's the easy answer. And Jokic, he just accumulates so many stats, man, and so quickly too. And a lot of the times it's not even points. Like he'll just go rebounds and assists over and over and over. And then when they do need points, my man's drilling from everywhere. So it's one of those to where you're going to have to take it from Jokic so he gets the benefit of the doubt, which does have sway and way, so to say. I didn't mean to rhyme at all there, but SGA is a good play. Jokic is the smart play.
Matt says, I got Kawhi at plus 6,000 about 3 weeks ago. If he plays enough and teams win the West, that has a chance. Yeah. In the number 65, you got to be in 65 games this year to be eligible, right? Isn't that what it is? And then one name that none of us even commented on, and probably because they have already lost their head coach. They have a really good record, though. And nobody said Giannis. Nobody said Giannis is even being talked about. So it's going to be an interesting discussion over the course of the next couple of months as we continue to dominate the sports betting landscape with discussion and also picks right here at Driving the Line. D, great first analysis by you. I hope you come back. Z-Man, you'll be hosting Monday morning because I'll be on a jet plane heading back home. So, gentlemen, have a great weekend. Enjoy the All-Star game. Dump them out, producer man. All right. I love those guys so much, AB. I really, really do. I love the discussions, too. Now, we do need to give a little bit of love in the chat. They love the soccer picks from yesterday. Now, this is the end of week 5, AB. It's hard to believe. Only 5 weeks we have been here. But we will continue to really grow our content on this page in all the different sports. I'll be live tonight like we were last night. And by the way, you can make fun of me if you want. I produced for the first time last night, and I actually went live for 12 minutes before I realized that we weren't live. It was embarrassing.
Coach, I got to say.
So we had to do the whole 12 minutes.
I got to say, I have seen people urinate on themselves when they produce for the first time. You did great, man. The most important part was this, is that you had an issue, you dealt with it, you fixed it on the fly, and you were live. Seriously, that's the biggest part of it, man. You crushed it. Proud of you, buddy. Well done on that one. Number 2, you just mentioned there in regards to week 5, the show and the brand. I want to say something real quick. I hope that everyone's starting to see how this is playing out on our YouTube page. So it's starting to kind of flesh itself out of if you go and look at all of the playlists, and trust me, this is just the beginning. It takes time to get all of the content set up. We have so much more that's coming, but it's starting to become more consistent. We're going to have a schedule that will get posted so that everyone knows exactly when everything is coming. I know at the beginning it could feel a little, kind of herky-jerky, but I promise you, organization is the biggest thing in my life at all times, and everybody here is working towards it, and we're getting it. So I just want everybody to know, whether you're a premium member or a free member, and I definitely want to say that you do not have to be a premium member of the crew to be a part of this family and enjoy it. There's going to be plenty of content, I assure you, on that one, and everyone who wants more, absolutely, we're going to deliver that one too. So everyone matters here for sure, and I hope that you start to see it all coming together.
Yeah, you don't have to be a premium member, but we would love for you to be a premium member because there's going to be Coach's Corner there. We're also going to partner with a really cool company, and I'll be hosting different celebrity interviews, and then we'll be bringing those interviews for you guys over to our page. And it's going to be amazing. So we're going to be partnering with a lot of really cool people, a lot of really cool companies. So we encourage you to be a part of it right now. And the last thing I will say, because I'm excited about this, AB made me do it, but I'm excited to be doing it. Behind the Turnbuckle, we're going to have a completely separate page so we don't get all of the content mixed up. But we have a first episode. My partner is somebody you've never heard of. You're going to love his stories. 32 years in the WWE. We'll also have a ton of videos there, a ton of content there that I will be doing, and Z-Man's going to be helping with us as well. So I just posted that this morning. Follow that YouTube page, and the first episode drops today, and we could not be more excited about it. All right, you know what time it is. It's time for the closing bell. All right, AB, what do we got?
A very highly contested poll option choice today. We saw the first two get 30%, but all right, we're going to go Clemson. All right, see Ole Miss TCU there? We're going to go Clemson, Coastal Carolina, because that one led longer throughout the show. So we will go Clemson, Coastal Carolina minus 115. But I will say this, okay? Here's what we'll do for the crew. If Ole Miss TCU hits and Coastal and Clemson doesn't, come here tomorrow and I'll give away $50 to 4 people live on the show tomorrow. So that's what we're doing. I've got you guys back in regards to 2 highly contested choices on the first day of opening day, the 2024 season. So there you go.
You do know tomorrow is Saturday, correct?
Yep.
You're going to be here tomorrow?
Well, we're going to have some. There will be something posted on the channel. I assure you of that.
Okay. Jeff says, love that,
I'll take
AB.
care of the rest.
All right. Don't forget, Joey says, wrestling shows on Saturday, college baseball on Saturday. We're starting to get revved up. This is exactly where we wanted to be heading into March Madness. So thank you all for that. Producer man, give me my one shot. It is now time to go out into the world. Pay it forward. Be kind to one another. And understand if we all do this together, not only can we be educated and entertained, we can have a hell of a lot of fun in the process, because that's simply what we do. Don't you want to be a part of something? Because we do. So with all that being said, I've got to go get ready and call Tiger Woods, y'all. And I'll be live tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time with the great Steve Scott. So with all that being said, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My entire crew, Lobo, D, our brand new man, Daniel Greer, the Z-Man, our 5-tool player, AB, the man with the giant ego at Pick Management on the X, the silent assassin, Jacob, and always the producer man behind the scenes, making the show look like $1 million. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about every single day right here at Driving the Line. Good luck.